wouldn't like to guess at anything because I think Serge is also going to go very quick today. And then, of course, the Class A7 battle between Etienne Lourens and Arjan Vekken, that's something else. I mean, there's 1 second between the two after the first 8, and that's going to be a humdinger all day long. So I think we're in for a fantastic day's rallying.
After so many disappointments last year with mechanical problems, could it be that Kuehnen Aris would start 2002 with a victory in the first event? Or could it be that they'd win it and then be disqualified for that Stage 1 incident? It promised to be a dramatic day's rallying. We pick up the action again on Stage 10. Here, Habich and navigator Douglas Judd in the Gulf are a picture of concentration as they prepare to start. Would the fact that Habich lives in KwaZulu-Natal give him some kind of advantage? Perhaps he'd know the narrow canefield tracks and bush roads better than competitors from elsewhere. As you can see from the dust, the roads were much drier than the previous day. But, as many were to discover, that and the stony surface made them extremely hard on tyres. To add to the excitement, there were still patches of mud, which the sun had failed to dry out. Now we're in car again with Kuehnen Aris, who posted an excellent time on the stage of 7 minutes 10 seconds. Following on from a good Stage 9 time as well, this meant the Volkswagen pair were maintaining their good run. But Gemmell and Paisley weren't hanging around either. In Stage 9, Kuehn was only a second faster. Here in Stage 10, the Subaru crew would turn out to be 7 seconds faster than him. As for Habich, well, trouble awaited. As they waited for their Stage 10 start, Damso and Hodgson were relieved that the 20-second overnight penalty had proved to be a scoring error. The Toyota duo were back on track. Now we're back with Habich in the Class A8 Golf. Jannie's in the construction business, but here he was more intent on destroying the narrow lead being built up by Kuehn and Gemmell. Watch as he gets the two-wheel drive Golf sideways in a display of perfect car control. By contrast, the different handling characteristics and quieter turbocharged engine of the four-wheel drive Subaru make Gemmell's pace seem more leisurely. Damso also seemed to be a man on a mission. With things this close, none of the frontrunners were prepared to give an inch. It's at times like these that experience and temperament can make the difference. He who panics first is likely to make a big mistake. The Class A7 competitors were also having a major tussle. We're in car now with Etienne Lourens and Andre Vermeulen in the Corolla. Stage 10 was an 11.3-kilometre long loop situated inland from Scottsboro and Park Rennie. It would also be used later for the running of Stage 13. Although it can't be heard here, the navigator is issuing a continuous stream of instructions to the driver via an in-car radio net. He tells the driver what lies ahead and advises him of the distances to particular obstacles and points. If Damso was planning on making a charge, now would have to be the time. Meanwhile, Lourens's major competition was still coming from Vekken and Levkovitz in the A7 Polo Player. They'd begun the day only a second apart, and the trend was continuing. Vekken is still considered one of South Africa's hottest rallying prospects. Indeed, a driver to watch. And determined not to be ignored as top contenders were Rueda and Botha in the distinctive yellow and white Mitsubishi Lancer four-wheel drive. Class A7 has traditionally been something of a Volkswagen benefit in recent years, but as Lawrence was showing, Toyota was intent on changing all that. Meanwhile, near disaster was about to befall the Natal Volkswagen team. Habich suffered tyre troubles and lost over a minute on the leaders, while Fecken, seen here on the Polo, had similar troubles of his own. Suddenly, things had changed again.
Ergen, just when things were looking good, you come out of the stage with two flat wheels. What happened there?
Yeah, it's about 1 kilometer into the stage. There's a 90 right with a slight rut in it, and I hit it sideways, and both the left-hand side wheels climbed off the rims. So we had a flat wheel for about 10 Ks. We lost a minute, 40 seconds on Etienne. So we're going to have to decide how to make that up.
Etienne, all of a sudden a slight reprieve for you, Ergen having lost a minute and 40 to you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he had a flat wheel. We suffered with a rear brake pipe going on the last 3 Ks. So I lost a bit of time there. So fortunately, we didn't lose too much on the other guys. Yeah.
Well, you certainly got the class under control. Are you going to chase the leaders now?
No, I think we'll just keep our pace and then see what happens. I think the front guys will sort themselves out and maybe another puncher or two.
They're busy doing that because Yanni also had a flat wheel.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, look, it's a bit tricky out there. You know, you get sections where it's dry, and then all of a sudden there's a wet patch. And I think there's those wet patches that catches the guys out. Yeah.
On now to stage 12. Located near the small towns of Umzinto and Esperanzo, the long 30-kilometer section was to see even more drama unfolding. Habich and Judd in the Class A8 Golf were again in trouble with a flat tyre, allowing Damso to slip into third spot. Gemmel in the Subaru was still leading, with Kuhn in the Golf snapping at his heels. Have a look at Habich's damaged left front tyre as he rounds the corner, desperate to keep going until the end of the stage. And here's another view. Damso and Hodgson, though, appear to be having no such problems in the Corolla. For some of the front-runners, the chance to service at the end of the stage was welcome indeed.
And so your leaders somehow disappeared and now Gemmel's leading again.
Yeah, we're struggling to stay ahead of the four-wheel drives. Bit of a tyre gamble as well going on at the moment. You know, we're trying different tyres on the surface, and I see we came out of here with the tyres pressure on 2.5, which meant it went up 0.6 bars, showing that, you know, they did work a bit hard. But I think Gemmel's going to be the real challenge today. His car, because of the four-wheel drive, uses less tyres, so especially in a long stage, I think, you know, towards the end we're overheating the tyres, and because he's pulling on all four, he's probably getting more mileage out per tyre.
And then further back in the stage, another sensation. Lawrence and Vermeulen, pushing so hard in their A7 Toyota for so long, had lost it into the unforgiving KwaZulu-Natal bush. This left Fecken and Levkovitz in the A7 Polo Player looking good. But barely minutes later, they were out too, victims of a broken side shaft. This handed Chart van der Walt the A7 lead, despite numerous problems. While most eyes were on the front, the back markers were engrossed in various class battles of their own. Dion Skuman was battling Nkosinati and Zimandi in Class A5, while track racer Gugu Zulu was making his rally debut.
You lost a bit of time yesterday, but you're still going. How's the day been?
It's been a very good day. We're getting better as the days progress, and since yesterday, I think we've managed to close up the gap slightly, but not much.
You haven't fallen off anywhere today?
Not today, and I'm not intending to.
We pick up the front runners again on stage 14.